You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up. You said get rid of Trump and everything's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Get rid of Trump. There'll be no more killing of black people by police. We'll make $15 an hour. We shall overcome. Take one vaccination, get back to work. But you know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up when you voted for a lawyer and a district attorney. You know you done fucked up. Now you're being mandated and forced to do everything that you don't want to do. And they told y'all that Trump was a dictator. Who's dictating stuff now? You know you done fucked up, right? You can't do none of the things you wanted to do. And you always said, when was America ever great? Look around now. You know you done fucked up, right? You better pray to God that Trump runs again in 2024 and we still have a little piece of resemblance of this goddamn great country, because you done fucked up, right? But it's time for y'all to come on over to the other side. I feel there's someone out here in the congregation who wants to come on over and give their votes to the Republican Party. Come on over. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. You've been led astray. You've been lied to. You thought they get rid of President Trump and Joe Biden was going to be all right. Joe Biden told you if you ain't black, if you don't vote for him, then you ain't black. You know you done messed up, right? But it's okay. It's time to come on over to the other side. Come on over to the other side. We are the resistance to all of these things that's happening right now. We are the resistance. When I was supporting Trump, and I always have and I always will, y'all was getting caught up with the dumb stuff. He didn't pay his taxes. He said this. He said that. He grabbed somebody this and that. Y'all was getting caught up on the dumb stuff. And I can prove to you this, because if they was to tell you about all of those things that Trump was doing then, if they tell you about those things now, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care right now that Trump wasn't paying his taxes. You wouldn't care right now even if Trump was a racist, because you got a lot of things that you're worried about yourself right now. You can't go to the school boards and say what you want to say. You worried about things that affect you right now. You can't go back to work without getting the third and fourth vaccination shot. You worried about things that's affecting you right now. And the whole time when we were supporting Trump, we was worried about things that was affecting us right now. It was never about his personal life, because people like me understood that Trump was fighting for people like us. It didn't matter to us the things that they accused him of. It mattered to us that he was allowing us to be free people. The government was governed by the people. During his inauguration speech, it's not an exact quote, but he said, you know, today's the day that the government is giving back to the people. And the former government hated that since that inauguration, and they've hated it ever since. And now they've got their way. The government is no longer ran by the people. The government is back the other way. It's running the people. And I know a lot of y'all have came to realize this. And it's not too late. It's time to come on over. Come on over. Come on over to the Republican Party. Come on over to the resistance. This is what we were fighting for the last 4 years. We were trying to resist all of this because we seen it coming. We seen it coming. Go back and look at some of our old videos if you think that we're lying. I'm not going to go that far back, but you go back, because I know you feel it in your heart. You want to see where you went wrong. How were you tricked? You say whatever you want to say about President Trump, but I guarantee you, if we can go back to 4 years ago, you was a lot happier. You was a lot happier. You was on your way to work. You wasn't forced to be vaccinated. And even if you was with the vaccination, you thought you was going to get one shot and you was going to get back to work. Then you thought maybe you'll get 2 shots. Now there's 3. When are you going to learn? Politicians wanted to get rid of Trump for a reason. I always said that. They made the people not like Trump because of things that we care about, racism and taxes and things that he said. That was personal, but politicians is not personal. It's always business. And the reason why politicians hated Trump, because he was messing up the business. And y'all can see exactly what the business is right now. And I'm sure a lot of y'all are not comfortable with the business. We told y'all about the border. Trump wanted to build that wall, build that wall. Oh, Lord. Soon when they got into power, they stopped that wall from being built. But what y'all think has been happening since then? Y'all think it's no longer hundreds of thousands of people at our border anymore because they're telling us about COVID? We're not even paying attention to our border anymore. Can you imagine how many people have came into this country within the last year? I think it'll be probably 20 years from now before we actually know what happened. How many people have actually came into our country and how this country has been changed and transformed. And I'm not going to get into any conspiracies or anything. I got to be very careful with the things I say on these social medias because they're listening, they censor, and if the things you say do not coincide with the World Health Organization and the Center for Disease Control, they will shut you down if it don't coincide with what they're saying. But me, Seymour Views, it's just crazy to me that these vaccinations that they're giving us, okay, they make these vaccinations a certain way. How do they make these vaccinations? I'm no scientist or anything, but from my stupidity understanding, they use fetuses of children and fetuses of aborted babies and stuff like that to harbor these vaccination or to bring it into development. You know I get lost for words, but I'm sure some of y'all pick up what I'm putting down. They use body parts. They harbor body parts to incubate. And I'm sure they're going to probably shut me down because they're going to say this is not a fact. But they need the bodies. Let's just say that. They need the bodies for the medicine and the vaccinations. And it's just a coincidence to me that so many kids and so many people just showed up at our border just in the nick of time, and like, where they at? Where are they at? Where are all those kids at? Where are all of those unaccompanied adults? Where have they gone? None of this is a coincidence. And y'all can say we are conspiracy theorists. If you do not think anyone's conspiring anything, then you're the one that's crazy. If you think this is all just a bunch of coincidences, that you're the one that's crazy. It's time to wake up. A lot of people are woke. It's time to unite. We are very divided, but it's still time to unite. Righteous people. God's fearing children all over the world. It's time for us to unite. We got to stand up and fight the powers that be. Can't just sit back. Especially here in America, where America was founded on brave men. A lot of blood shed, a lot of braveness when this country was founded. And I guess I'll end it on that note. We won't ever have our freedoms that we claimed that we are losing. We're losing a lot of freedoms, but we won't get them back. You know why we won't get them back? Because people are not willing to follow the Constitution and use their Second Amendment and how it was meant to be used to reassure that all of our other freedoms are maintained. People are not willing to use their Second Amendment. People think it's a privilege. That's our God-given right. And until people are willing to use their Second Amendment to protect their other amendments, it's never going to happen. We're going to be going downhill. And I'm not trying to entice violence or anything, but it's time for brave men and women to stand up. Stand up. And that red, white, and blue flag will always wave and always be a beacon to people all over the world of freedom. This is the place where brave people live. This is the place where brave people die. This is the place that is governed by the people.